Welcome to A Quick Note. Today, we're exploring the 10 oldest countries in the world. Like and subscribe for more quick dives into fascinating topics. Okay, figuring out how old countries are isn't as easy as knowing Earth's age, 4.54 billion years, by the way. Countries change a bunch, new borders, new governments. Take Russia, for instance. It's got a long history, but the Russia we know today only really kicked off in 1991. So, for this list, we're looking at places with a solid history and organized civilizations. We can't really agree on one oldest country, kinda like picking the oldest tree. But hey, here are the top 10 oldest countries. 10. San Marino. This tiny country on the Italian peninsula, San Marino, holds the Guinness World Record for the oldest existing republic globally. Despite its small size, just 24 square miles, it's one of the world's smallest independent countries. Legend has it that Saint Marinus founded it on September 3, 301 CE, but it's confirmed that San Marino has been a self-governing republic since at least the 13th century CE. The historic city center around Monte Titano is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, representing the only surviving Italian city-state and a crucial development in global democratic models, according to UNESCO. Even during Napoleon's invasion of Italy, San Marino's self-sovereignty was respected. When Italy unified in 1861, San Marino maintained its independence through formalized treaties. 9. Japan. Japan's origins are a bit like San Marino's. They talk about Emperor Jimmu, who's supposed to be linked to the sun goddess Amaterasu, starting Japan's imperial dynasty around 660 BCE. That's what makes it the oldest continuous hereditary monarchy globally. Historians think Japan got its act together around the mid-4th century CE, but how exactly that happened and how the Yamato court in central Honshu came to be is still a bit of a puzzle. People have been in Japan since way back in Paleolithic times, with the first bunch coming from the Korean peninsula through what's now the Korea Strait. 8. Mexico. Mexico's roots go way back to 1200 BCE when the Olmec civilization kicked in. These folks hung out along the Gulf of Mexico in southern Mexico, and they're known for these massive basalt heads that are thought to show Olmec rulers. The Olmecs probably were the first to start writing in the Americas and were big on trade with other groups. You can see their impact in the Mayan and Aztec cultures that took over the scene later on. 7. Greece. So, Greece had its first government even before ancient Greece. Back around 1600 BCE, there was this Mycenaean civilization with various kingdoms, including Thebes and Athens, two of the oldest continuously lived-in cities globally. According to historian Dr. Carol G. Thomas, you can see their control all over the place, in walls, roads, records, and orders for making stuff. Military vibes were strong too, in both art and actual weapons. This Mycenaean gig kept going until around the mid-12th century BCE when Greece hit its dark age. But, the Mycenaeans' cultural influence stuck around. As Dr. Thomas puts it, the Dark Age wasn't a total break but more like a transition that adjusted things to fit the tricky Greek environment. Now, the Mycenaean ruins of Mycenae and Tiryns are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 6. China. China's government goes way back, hitting the scene at least in 1600 BCE with the Shang dynasty, the first real, non-legendary Chinese dynasty. They might find proof of an earlier Xia dynasty later on, who knows? The Shang dynasty held down the northeast chunk of China, reaching up to Hebei province in the north and west to Henan province. Around 1610-46 BCE, while the Shang were in charge, the Chinese cooked up a 12-month, 360-day calendar and started shaping the writing system still used today. The Shang dynasty's capital in 1300 BCE was Yinshu, and guess what? It's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 5. Iraq. Mesopotamia, now Iraq, is often called the cradle of civilization. So, it's pretty old. Some say around 2334 BCE, when this leader named Sargon took charge. Sargon brought city-states together under the Akkadian Empire, starting the first Semitic dynasty. He ruled from a place called Akkad, believed to be near the Euphrates River, but it hasn't been found yet. 4. Armenia. Armenian historian Movses Korinachi wrote the History of the Armenians, claiming Armenia was founded in 2492 BCE. A 2016 study in Nature found genetic evidence supporting Armenian origins dating between 3000 and 2000 BCE. Historian Hovan Simonian said the DNA study aligns with Armenian history. Genetic mixing dropped around 1200 BCE during the collapse of Bronze Age civilizations. Another shift occurred 500 years ago during the Ottoman-Persian Wars, dividing Armenia. If Korinachi's account is accurate, Armenia could be one of the oldest countries globally. 3. India. As of 2023, the United Nations identified India as the world's most populous country and one of the oldest. The Indus Valley Civilization, thriving from 2500 BCE until the Vedic civilization took over around 1500 BCE, was among the earliest and most extensive civilizations globally, alongside Mesopotamia and Egypt. This civilization reached from Sutkagan Dor near the Arabian Sea, in present-day Pakistan, to Alamgirpur near New Delhi, showcasing its significant influence. Despite India's ancient roots, it's also relatively young by certain standards. From 1858 to 1947, India and Pakistan were part of the British Empire. Independence Day, celebrated on August 15, 1947, marks the time when India regained self-governance. 2. Iran. Elam, ancient kingdom in Iran since 2600 BCE. Capital, Susa, now UNESCO site. Susa had urban life from 5th millennium BCE to 13th century CE led by Shilkuk in Shushanak. Elam spanned Susa to Tigris River and south to Persepolis. Little known about Elamite culture, religion. Iran, as Islamic Republic, started in 1979. 1. Egypt. Egypt claims the title of the oldest country, dating back to around 3150 BCE. That's when Narmer, the first king of the First Egyptian dynasty, is said to have started his reign, marking the end of the pre-dynastic or ancient Egypt period. The Narmer Palette, 3200–3000 BCE, suggests Narmer brought together Upper and Lower Egypt. One side shows him in the white crown of Upper Egypt, and the other in the red crown of Lower Egypt. Regardless of whether Narmer truly unified Egypt, the palette aligns with the time when Egypt became a unified, powerful, wealthy, and literate state, according to historian Robert J. Wenck in the Oxford Encyclopedia of Ancient Egypt. Thanks for joining. A quick note on the 10 oldest countries journey. Like and subscribe for more quick insights. Until next time, thanks for watching.